So now we'll get into our top 10 wingers. Me and Oscar wrote down a list, and Ollie, as wise and smart as he is, he's compiled it in his head. But I'm planning on going from 10th to 1st. So we start with the West.
It's like numerically.
I called you and told you to write a list.
I know, but
me and Milo will go through our list, and Ollie can argue with us.
No, I will police that. Actually, that sounds great. I will police the list. You give it to me, and I will insert corrections.
Okay. Ollie's also the mediator until we get to Foden and Saka.
Ollie can't mediate. Ollie's not going to be the mediator. He just gets riled up. He's not the level-headed guy in between.
It's the oldest sibling.
It is.
We have to give context to this. The reason why we're doing this, by the way, the reason why we're talking about this is, first of all, we have been trying to get Ollie to be on this podcast, and it wasn't until I insulted Phil Foden in our last podcast
Ollie's like,
that he finally decided, okay, enough is enough. These guys are talking crap. I've got to get on this podcast to set the record straight.
If you're going to quote me right. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
And we'll get that. We will get that.
Which, if you've seen our last video, you will see Ollie is a phenomenal editor, and he has too much power. And
Ollie's getting exposed right now.
You can see that he.
I will say this can't
abuse that power.
This can't set the precedent of I know how to get Oliver on here. I will just misquote him. Like I'll just
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ollie says, and then just something outrageous.
Whatever's the most controversial topic of the day.
Where do you want to go now?
Okay, so Oscar, I'll let you start with your 10th place on your list.
Okay. Here's the thing. And I'm gonna first of all I wanna clarify some things. So number one, plenty of awesome people. If they're not on the list, it doesn't mean they're not a phenomenal winger. The Premier League has phenomenal wingers. Second thing,
put Salah on there.
But not. He's on there. He's on
like
there.
barely.
Second thing, Bernardo Silva is not a winger.
Oh yeah, fair. I didn't count him either.
I would put.
Okay, perfect. Because he would have been very high up, but he's not a winger, so he doesn't count. I don't even know if Darwin Nunez would have got on my list, but he's not a winger either. He's a striker.
Wait, pause.
I put him as a striker.
Are you saying right now? You're not talking all time. You're saying right now.
No, right now. Right now.
Okay.
You think Darwin Nunez would be
Nunez? No.
Darwin Nunez would be all time. It's like what?
No. Top 10. It's current Premier League people currently playing today. Yeah. Okay. So do we want to get into our rejects or we'll just go.
Let's do a couple rejects. I'll say my first reject. I think 11th place for me was Anthony Gordon. I
didn't rank my rejects. I
didn't rank him, but he was on my list, and then I kept thinking of people, and he got bumped out.
Here are my rejects. These are the people that I thought about, and I thought they were phenomenal footballers, and they didn't make my list. And let me just get them out, and then you can yell at me.
Do it.
Grealish, Diaz, Trossard.
What?
Hold up, I'm not done. Grealish, Diaz, Trossard, crazy. Matoma, Almiron, Gordon, Palmer, and Rashford.
Almiron not there either?
No, Almiron should not be on the alley.
All of those players are phenomenal. So Grealish, Diaz, Trossard, Matoma, Almiron, Gordon, Palmer, and Rashford are all up there with some of the best wingers.
Grealish is crazy.
You've got 10
I didn't put him on there.
Grealish.
No, at least.
Yeah.
That's crazy, Oscar. Yeah, you're right.
Grealish was
the same guy that doesn't say Salah's as good as Kane.
We can argue we can argue who I
it's going to be an argument, but all right, give us your 10.
Those are people that are all phenomenal footballers.
Well, I have some of those people on my list, so we'll definitely discuss it.
I have Martinelli as number 10.
Milo, clip this and just put this kid is insane. That is bonkers.
Martinelli is my number 10.
That's crazy that Martinelli's 10th.
Yeah.
He scored 15 goals last season.
Are you talking about the entire world?
No.
This
Premier
is just
League.
in the Premier League.
There aren't even enough players at this point. You've cut half of them.
That's
No, there
insane.
are.
Wait,
There are.
Oscar, Martinelli scored 15 goals last season.
I know.
Okay.
I
Milo,
know.
pause.
There's
Oscar-
a lot of players, and
Oscar,
it's
Oscar.
a very difficult subject. But
Oscar,
okay,
I'm
who's your
s-
10, Marley?
no, I'm sick of this preamble. Oscar, Milo, I just want to hear his 10 now. This is a joke. Just give us your 10.
No. We're gonna go one by one because I'm gonna give mine and then we'll talk about it.
Okay,
My
who's your
10
10?
My 10th is Matoma.
He's
And-
good. I
And
love
the
Matoma.
only reason he's not higher is because he's had a slow start. But
Yeah, he's great.
He's great. Ollie, any issues with that?
No, not at all. I think that's
All
Okay.
right.
Number 9,
You go ahead. You can go number 9.
I have Kulusevski.
That's crazy. He shouldn't even be on this list.
He's
in my
good.
opinion.
I
No,
think
he
Kulusevski is.
I'd put him on this list, Milo.
I
I think
have
Kulusevski is great.
in 8th.
I think he's very good.
He didn't make my list. He was probably like 12th for me, but 8th place I had Pedro Neto.
He did not even get on my list. No,
How?
Oscar,
because
you
there's
realise
so
there's
many
only-
good people.
Oscar, you realize there's only 20 teams in the Premier League, right?
Yeah,
And he's already cut
Yeah.
off
Wait,
Grealish. Martinelli is 10th.
and Neto's had like he's been
I'm not-
carrying Wolves. He
I'm not
just got injured,
I'm
but
not gonna lie. I'm not
Number
gonna lie. I completely forgot Neto existed.
okay,
Okay.
that's fair.
Raheem Sterling.
Sterling didn't make my list, but maybe he should have.
You didn't make
He's-
Sterling's been excellent. This is his
Sterling.
He has been good.
Sterling. He is the only thing propping up Chelsea Football Club right now.
best.
I
Sterling
don't have
is-
any issues with
I
that.
rate
but
him higher than Saka this season. I'm telling you.
But we're not talking about
We're just
form
talking
in the
about
last few
okay.
games. We're talking about who are the best wingers. But I wouldn't say the whole season. I don't think Sterling had a phenomenal first few games. But the last, like his current form,
No,
his
he did.
last.
Oscar, his
Was
first
he?
few games, he was absolutely
Oh, okay.
gone on his first couple games.
Well, he definitely
He played well
recently has
against
had
us, too.
great form. He's had great form. I stand by that. I think
Yeah,
I
I
think
think that's fair. And honestly, I thought about him, and I just kind of got
Right, Milo, who's your
fixated
number?
on some
Yeah.
other names. But my number 7, I have Diaby.
Oh, well, you're
think
ahead of me. I haven't said
No?
my 7 yet, but
You
my
haven't
7
said mine.
is.
Hang on.
Oh wait,
Oscar,
yeah, I did.
You
who
did.
Who did Milo have for number 8?
I had Pedro Neto number 8.
Okay, all right, sorry. So Oscar, number 7.
So I'll wait.
My
We're
7.
going to talk about
I
Diaby. Do
said
you think that's fair? I think
Yeah,
Diaby's
no.
been sick.
Yeah,
He's been
Yeah.
sick. And
I
think
yeah.
he's been
I didn't
I
have
think
him
he's
on there.
arguably been Aston Villa's best player.
I don't know. I think Douglas Luiz and
Him-
Ollie Watkins have been phenomenal for Aston Villa. So, I have Doku. He might even be
Doku
higher
just
up on that.
missed out. And the only reason I didn't have him on my list is because he's still pretty unproven.
Yeah, he could be higher up on my list come later on, but
Same.
I think I mean he's
He had what? 1 goal and 4 assists last game?
yeah he did, but he is a monster. Like it's not only this last game that he's been he's doing great, and he's really young. So I had Doku on there. I stand by it.
Any issues with
what
that,
above
Ollie?
it?
No.
All right, I got Bowen as my number 6.
I have Bowen higher because he scored 7 goals this season so far.
Bowen is a monster. I think Bowen is phenomenal.
He
Yeah,
scored
he
7.
has.
He's been an
He's-
animal.
Where you're talking Aston Villa, I'm talking West Ham, and Bowen is the best person on that team. Now that Declan Rice isn't there, he's the best person on that team.
Yeah, and I think he's got a great supporting cast as well with the additions
Oscar,
they've
the
brought
fact you
in.
didn't include Pedro Neto. That's
That's
got most-
crazy.
Tell me
He
I'm wrong
forgot
so
about
far.
it.
Tell me
You're
I
wrong.
seriously did, but tell me I haven't named phenomenal wingers.
You
that are
have,
my
but Neto has been
Yeah.
crazy.
dude. You didn't name Sterling. You didn't name Doku. And
Yeah,
okay,
Milo,
well, Bowen.
Sterling deserves to be top 10 for sure this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my number 5. We're in top 5.
No, we're
James
not.
Madison.
I haven't even said my 6.
Oh, okay. Give you 6.
Number 6, I put Luis Diaz.
He's not even in my top 10. He's good. He's
Luis
good.
Diaz
But
isn't in your top 10.
he's not in my top
Diaz
10.
Diaz.
Diaz is better than Sterling, Oscar.
Diaz was in my top 10,
Oscar, would you
and
say
I pushed him barely out.
No, he's an attacking mid.
Like
No,
he's
he's
playing
an
more as a 10. He's not really playing on the
Did
wing.
you put Madison
No.
in, Oscar?
I put Madison in.
How would you not put Bernardo Silva, but you would put Madison in?
Yeah,
I mean, that's exactly the same
I
thing.
agree.
Silva plays for England. He plays as a winger. He doesn't play as a
He
10.
shouldn't, because
Yeah, he
Gareth
plays-
Southgate's an idiot.
Oscar, he plays behind Son in like a 10 role. He's not.
Yeah,
He's a
I guess
total
you could-
10.
I guess you could say he was a 10.
So who would you switch
Um,
for him? You'd probably put Neto on your list, wouldn't you? Or Luis
Um,
Diaz. Like, how do you
I-
not have Luis Diaz in your
I
top
would
10?
probably push Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz was in my top 10, and then I pushed him down just barely out. He was probably my number 11. I rate him higher than Grealish. Yeah, if I was to take out James Madison, then I
Still,
would
having
slide Diaz
Grealish
in
is not in your squad is crazy. Okay, get on
you
to number
haven't
5.
named Grealish.
That shows you how highly I rate him, so go ahead.
Oh my gosh,
Let's
you're
do it.
ridiculous.
Number 6.
All right, no, we're on number 5.
Number
Milo.
5.
5.
Okay, number 5, Jack Grealish.
Yeah, that's where I would put him. Number 5 or 6.
Okay,
Because
now we're
Oscar,
gonna get into.
he just won a treble as their main winger, left
And
winger.
yeah, he's had an injury.
He's
but
not-
you're talking, Oscar. He's had an injury for the first 5-6 games, but maybe it was less than that. But you're talking about overall.
He would
right now.
start
Really?
at any Premier League team. He would.
He would start
Yeah,
at Arsenal.
I think
He would.
I think he's a great player.
Obviously not.
All of these people are great players. All
Alright.
of them are great players.
Let's keep it
He
going.
has scored 0 goals.
You
and
didn't put
1
him in your
assist
top
this
10
season.
is crazy on the
Milo-
back of winning a treble.
Sorry, hold up. Excuse me. He scored 5 goals last season.
He won a treble as their main winger. He started
He
on the
scored
Champions League
5
final.
goals. He scored
Goals?
5 goals. I'm sorry. There's people that rank
many
ahead
assists?
of that.
How many
It's not
assists?
all about stat.
12 goal contributions.
So 7 assists, 5 goals, 7 assists. But think
12
about the
goal
rotation as
contributions.
well. Like, you gotta keep it into
Yeah, this is
consideration,
with-
dude.
No.
Keep going.
12 goal contributions. And last, I guess Bowen only had 11, but he plays for West Ham. I don't know. Okay, moving forward. Okay,
Shocking.
here's where we get to
Honestly,
the
shocking.
juicy. Here's
Okay,
where we get
fourth.
to the
Go ahead,
juicy.
fourth, Oscar.
Ollie's man, Phil Foden, is my number 4.
Fourth.
No, that's fair.
That's great.
I wouldn't put Phil Foden in top 2. I'd put him around 4th or 5th.
That's
What?
crazy.
Ollie? Yeah, because
No way, that's surprising.
No, this is the thing. Like, City haven't. Are you talking about again? I'm still confused because you say it is this season, but it's not. But if you're just talking overall wingers playing in the PL right now, then yeah, I would obviously put him a bit higher.
I think it's
No,
like
no, no,
it's
I'm
like
saying- I'm not saying this
hang
season,
on,
I'm
let me
saying-
qualify.
Yeah.
It's like how good we know they are like right now. So kind of based on like last season and like what they've achieved and how they're performing now. So it's kind of like a combination of like how good you think they are and how consistent you think they'll be.
Yeah, how good they are overall as a player.
Yeah.
All right, no, then in that case, yeah, I'd have to think through that. I don't know if I could put Foden like 1st or 2nd. I would say yeah, maybe 3rd or 4th.
Okay. Well, fourth.
Who have you got,
Okay.
Mike?
Well, better response. I put Martinelli. I think
It's
he's
number
No, I
4.
agree. Yeah, I would. I would
dude.
put-
Honestly, there's few people
Wait,
as like playing.
then I'm
I played like playing right back. In the past, like there's few people in the Premier League I would rather match up against than Martinelli just because he runs you ragged.
Well, then I'm really confused because there aren't enough spots left that are on your list.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No,
you're
with
miscounting.
the players that I know that are ahead of them, I'm confused where your numbers are off. And I think I know where. It's because one of the people you're not quantifying is a winger who's definitely a winger.
All right, go
But,
ahead. Oscar. You go third.
Number 3 is Saka. Better than Foden, Ollie.
Wait, we're on 4,
Um,
Oscar.
No, I said 4. My 4 was Foden.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know. I'm torn on that. I think you're biased. That's
No,
the problem.
I guess you've gone a couple more of me, but my number 4 was so I
Martinelli.
guess 5 was Martinelli.
Oh,
6 was
so
Grealish.
you picked a top 11 then.
No, I didn't. I didn't. You've just been going quicker. So Grealish was 6, Martinelli was 5, and
Who's your
Jared
4?
Bowen was 4.
Oh, okay.
And Jared Bowen is a lot of it.
You still don't have enough places.
Okay, well then you must be thinking of someone that I'm not.
Okay. Well, Bukayo Saka is my number 3. I think
I don't have
Ollie,
issues with that.
I think he is better than Phil Foden. I think
No, I'm not going to argue with you. I think it's hard to be objective and not slightly biased towards Saka.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
'Cause
what he's
think
done
about
for England.
Foden, you could argue, yeah, City are one of the best teams ever in the history of the Premier League, but like Pep is very outspoken with how much Foden is a part of his current plans, long-term plans. Pep is ruthless, right? He lets players go who don't cut it, right? He's even outwardly talked about Kyle Walker. I don't know if he can, keep up with it. And Kyle Walker is probably the best right back ever in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Him and Ashley Cole, I
Agreed.
would say, are the 2 best right backs ever in the Premier League. So I'm just saying, like, Pep, I feel, has a pretty good finger on the pulse. And
Yeah.
what Saka is still completely unproven, in my opinion, because, we haven't won a league, we haven't done this. And Foden has
Unproven?
won his
Trophy-wise, I get where Ollie's coming from.
trophy-wise. He hasn't won anything.
You can't
yet.
say someone's
performance, not
unproven just
performance.
because of their cabinet when that has
Of course you
you are a
can.
member of the
Of course
strongest,
you can.
deepest squad in the world. Meanwhile,
No, it doesn't-
Saka has been
Oscar,
pulling Arsenal
Oscar.
up by their
Doesn't-
bootstraps since he was 17.
Oscar, it doesn't matter. Phil Foden was proving it when he won the World Cup for England when he was 17. He captained, like he scored a brace in the World
Sorry,
Cup.
under
He-
17s.
No,
under
but hang on.
17s, not
He got
England.
Oscar. But think about it like this: it's a 0-0 game against Inter Milan. De Bruyne comes off, he comes on, and they
Yeah.
end up winning the game.
And they win it.
Saka
I'm
hasn't really been in those
De-
moments yet.
De Bruyne is
hasn't.
my number 4. Sorry, not De Bruyne. Foden's my number 4.
You put De Bruyne in your
No, I said Foden.
okay, because you
Anyway,
said that I was
Foden.
missing someone.
I know.
Let's finish this.
Foden.
We've got to get to the last
Anyway.
section.
Okay,
I'm
we
gonna
do.
go-
Okay.
So
All right.
okay, number 3. No, my number 3. Phil Foden,
All right.
where
There
I
we
think
go.
he should be. Okay,
Seems like
and
you...
we've talked enough.
And then number 2. I'm
Okay,
curious.
well, my number 2 is the one that you probably didn't quantify as a winger, but they're 100% primarily a winger, and it's Heung-min Son.
Yeah, no, I that's fair. He's playing central,
That's
but
yeah.
that's fair. And Oscar, I would agree. Like this season, I would put Son in top 2. Absolutely.
That's
I would
fair.
actually.
I did
Not
not
just
put
the
him in my
season,
squad.
I think he for season he had like one bad season, but he for
Okay,
years
but-
and years he has
Okay, but
been top of the
here's my only argument. If you're gonna rate Son higher than Grealish, Foden, right? All those, if you're talking like
Yeah.
during their playing career, Pep, all these other like high caliber managers obviously are happy with what they have. Otherwise, they would go in for Son. And so it's this same rhetoric that like I don't get me wrong, I absolutely rate Son. I think he's phenomenal. And right now he is carrying, well, not completely carrying that team. Madison's a
But he
big
kind
part.
of is. Yeah, goal
Yeah,
wise.
I just think again, pure ability. I think he's as good as they come. But again, then it becomes this case of
Unproven.
what does their trophy cabinet look like, and that's where it's like you look at how young Foden is. Grealish is a bit older. You look how young Saka is. I would still take them over Son, Saka and Foden.
Yeah, I would agree.
like if you were to acquire them on your team, yeah, because there's all this potential, and
Right, that's my
Heung-min
point.
Son
Like,
is like
my point is
31.
Son is peaked. He's what, 31, 30?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 31. He's 31.
That's my fault. I dropped the ball on that. He's
Yeah.
played striker so much that I also just consider him more of a forward because he always played that
He's a winger.
kind of like secondary striker role with Harry Kane, but
His
He
pace-
is a winger, and
Pace and his cutting, like he is a true winger. I interesting. So,
He's a winger, and he that's why I was saying, okay, there's someone you missed, because there's
Yeah.
no way
That's fair. I dropped the ball.
Son is up there 100%. Who did
Well,
you have
yeah.
for your number 2?
Unsurprisingly,
Bookie?
number two is Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. And then
Unsurprisingly.
I'm sure we have the same number 1.
But if I were to do it again, I would probably put Son second.
Yeah.
So I agree with you there. And
He's
then
better than Saka.
and then our top
you both
four
put
looks.
Anthony for number 1.
Yeah, Anthony. Such a good sign.
Garnacho.
If I could take anyone from United squad, it would
Okay.
be
Okay, by the way, I want to
Number 1.
Yeah, we